Hello Internet, and welcome to another episode of VGC Basics. Hope you like the new intro. I'm trying to make every single video better than the last, and today we will be talking about Team Preview. Now, what is Team Preview and why is it so important? Team Preview is the selection screen in the beginning of each game, and it is very important in VGC because you only bring 4 Pokemon, and instead of in singles where you bring all 6. So today I'm going to talk about different strategies and how to approach it, and after that I'm going to show clips of me using a team that I made, showing you how to think when playing in actual competitive battles. So first thing you gotta know is the players in the game, i.e. the Pokemon on your team and on your opponent's team. You gotta know if they have set strategies on their team. And you have to know what kind of roles do certain Pokemon play. So for example, Talonflame has the ability Gale Wings, which gives priority to flying type moves, but only when it has full health. So turn 1, what Talonflame usually does is it clicks Tailwind, because that doubles the speed on your opponent's side for 4 turns, and that's very good for speed control. And since Whimsicott is now banned, that is the main way of getting Tailwind up, unless you use manual Tailwind. So Talonflame is very good because it has priority Tailwind. Things like Amoonguss, things like Clefairy, things like Comfey. These are support Pokemon, and they are just there to be annoying, to heal your opponent, to give you status moves. So you gotta know what the niche is of your opponent's Pokemon play. And you should then choose which Pokemon have a good type matchup. Now there are many strategies, and not always, it's not always the best thing to do, just to choose, oh, they have a water type, so I'll use a grass type. It's not always the best thing, because sometimes your Pokemon have better coverage, and even though it's neutral hit, it'll still be better defensive-wise. So I think that this is the #1 strategy, and what you really have to do is you have to take a second, calm down, think for a second. Okay, look at your team, look at their team, and say, okay, I have these Pokemon and they have these Pokemon. What do I think they will bring? And later on in this video, I'll show you how I do that when I'm actually playing. But basically, you think of the strategy that they're going to use with the Pokemon that they have, and then with that knowledge, you then counter that strategy with your own Pokemon. A little thing here added in here, mirror matches. Mirror matches are when you and your opponent are using the same exact team, and you know the sets and everything, so you just have to know how to counter your own team. So there's a little thing about that, but they're super uncommon, especially with people like me who make their own teams. Next thing I'll talk about is turn 1. Turn 1 is very important, especially in VGC, because VGC is such a fast-paced game. A game could literally end in 3 turns, because you could be KOing a Pokemon every single turn, because Dynamax is so strong. So things like setting up Trick Room or setting up Tailwind are super important, because speed is everything in this generation, especially because I've talked about this a million times, but in this generation they changed speed so that speed changes happen mid-turn and don't take into effect the next turn. So things you have to consider on turn 1 is, can you switch in? Let's say you have a weather mode on your team, where you have a Swift Swim user and a Rain Setter, right? So you could lead your Swift Swimmer and a different Pokemon, and then switch in your Rain Setter to take your opponent off guard, and then your Swift Swimmer will go first, presumably, and then hit the opponent. Are there any moves that only work turn 1? Is another thing you have to consider. Things like Fake Out and First Impression. You don't really see First Impression because it's only really run on Sirfetch'd and Golisopod, and those are not very popular Pokemon. But Fake Out is very prevalent, even though flinching got nerfed this generation because you can't flinch Dynamax Pokemon. Dynamax moves never miss. So yeah. And Pokemon with Prankster can also move with priority turn 1, except if you're a Dark type. So Dark type is a good defensive type in that respect. And then another thing to take into account is, can you redirect and set up turn 1? So if you want to lead a certain lead, can you then catch your opponent off guard, protect, or redirect, and then set up, let's say, Quiver Dance or Bulk Up or Iron Defense or Trick Room or Tailwind or something like that, turn 1. Just some last thoughts. You have a minute and 30 seconds, and that is a lot of time if you really think about it. And me being an ADHD person, it's sometimes hard for me to stop and really think about which Pokemon I want to bring. But you just have to take a step back, say, these are the players, this is a good matchup, this is a bad matchup, choose this, and I'll show you later when I actually play, but my thought process. But the best thing to do is just to go with what you're comfortable with and the strategies on your team that you know work. And I've said this before, being comfortable is the best thing when it comes to competitive games, because when you're comfortable, you're not under stress, and therefore you're less likely to make dumb mistakes. So now let's cut to clips of me explaining my thought process for team preview, and let's cut there now. And we're back. So today I will be using this Dragalge team that I made, and Dragalge is a very interesting Pokemon in the fact that it has a Poison and Dragon type, which is good against Fairy types because Fairy types are weak to Poison. So it's a very niche type. The only Pokemon that shares this type with is Naganadel, and it's Ultra Beast. So it's not even in the game yet. Spoilers for Crown Tundra, but supposedly the Ultra Beasts are coming back, and with Dynamax, that's going to be very, very scary. So Dragalge is nice in the fact that it has adaptability, which increases stab moves by 2.5 instead of 1.5, which means that Draco Meteor and Sludge Bomb do a ton, especially when maxed. And with weakness policy, you can trigger that with it's the next Pokemon. Dusclops has Bulldoze, and since it's a ground type move, it's super effective against Dragalge. So the strategy is that you set up Trick Room, and then you use Bulldoze, you get the weakness policy off, and Dragalge hits like a truck under Trick Room. It's also very, very slow, so that's very good. Also has Will-O-Wisp because Dragalge is not super defensive on the physical side, so Will-O-Wisp can neuter a physical attacker. Next Pokemon we have is our late game sweeper, Goodra. Goodra is really nice in the fact that it has a crazy special bulk. It's a pretty good special attacker. I'm using the choice specs here, and Gooey, because Gooey lowers Pokemon speed by 1 if they make contact, so that's good when you're out of Trick Room. When you're in Trick Room, it gets a little complicated, so I was thinking maybe to run Hydration, since Dragalge has Scald, but I might switch it after. For now, I'll run Gooey and see how it works. You have Thunderbolt and Flamethrower for coverage, because Dragalge can't really hit Steel types, so Flamethrower destroys Steel types, and Thunderbolt for any flying types or water types, which don't really fare well against this team. Draco Meteor just for stab, and Acid Spray is actually a really good tech move because it has a 100% chance to lower their special defense by 2, so you will be doing exponentially more and more damage as you go. And it's especially good because Dragalge and Volcarona, which is our next Pokemon, are special attackers. So lowering a Pokemon's special defense by 2 stages can effectively let Volcarona or Dragalge one-shot them afterwards. Here's just a standard set. Most of my sets are standard, except for the Dusclops. What I forgot to mention here is the Dusclops is EV'd to live a Timid, Porygon Z, Max Darkness with Life Orb, and Helping Hand, because Porygon Z Clefairy is very common, so if they want to stop me from getting Trick Room, I can always live a Max Darkness with Helping Hand from a Timid Porygon Z. I was thinking of running originally Assault Vest on Gudra, but then I said, oh, Gudra, it's very bulky anyway, so why would I want to run Assault Vest? And then I said I'll pick up Conkeldurr, which is very good with Assault Vest and Iron Fist. And there's not a lot of status and Intimidate going around, so I'm pretty confident that Conkeldurr is good. Also, it's also good under Trick Room, so I was on the fence about giving it 0 speed IVs for Trick Room, but I think that I'll just leave it at 31 because if I want to use Braviary's Tailwind, then I can actually move faster with Conkeldurr. So that's good. Here we have a standard set, Sweeper set with a Life Orb and Defiant in case they do have Intimidate, with Brave Bird and Close Combat because those are really good moves, especially because Braviary is a good max candidate. And then last but not least, we have Standard Volcarona, Max Special Attack, Max Speed, Timid Nature, just for that extra speed, and a Focus Sash. We're running Heat Wave for damage, Giga Drain for recovery and damage, and coverage. Volcarona could also be used as a Maxmon here. I don't know, I might switch Giga Drain for something else, maybe something like Quiver Dance or Rage Powder. And then Struggle Bug is nice because it's 100% accurate. It's only 50 base power, but it does the same thing as Snarl, which lowers the foe's special attack by 1. So, yeah, it's a pretty complex team. Now, let's actually play some games. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually walk you through the process of how I approach Team Preview and show you how I actually choose the Pokemon that I'm going to take to battle. So, let's just get this started with some music. So, I'll lower the music here. Alright, start that timer. So you have a minute 30. You always say good luck, have fun. And this guy has a pretty interesting team. Got a Blastoise, Clefairy, Arcanine, Bisharp, Dracozolt, and Hitmontop. Hitmontop usually has Fake Out. Bisharp usually runs Sash. I think this is going to be a support set from Arcanine. They're probably going to lead Shell Smash, Blastoise, and Clefairy. So I think they don't really have a Trick Room counter. So I think what I'm going to do is actually lead Dusclops Dragalge because they can't really stop me from setting up Trick Room because the only thing that might be able to stop me is Fake Out. But since Dusclops is a Ghost type, it won't even hit me. So that's good. And then I can protect Dragalge turn 1 maybe. See what he goes for. And I think in the back, Volcarona is pretty good because of the Bisharp and the fire types, but I think Conkeldurr because we have Dracozolt. Dracozolt's a pretty big threat, so that Ice Punch it'll come in very handy. And if I set up the Trick Room, it'll be even better. And Intimidate is annoying from Arcanine, but still. And then I think I'll do Braviary in the back because I was running out of time, so I'll just pick a pretty neutral pick. Alright, on to our next battle. See what we got here. Okay. We got a Talonflame, Corviknight, Dracovish, Mudsdale, Luxray, and Milotic. Honestly, I think the Trick Room route is pretty good because this team has a very fast route, even though they have a Mudsdale, which is a ground type. I think I'm good. I think I'll lead... Maybe I'll lead Goodra, Dusclops, with Dragalge in the back, so I could switch in Dragalge turn 1 if I want. And then... Let's see, Milotic is a special attacker. I think Braviary is good just for the late game, because if I want to go on the fast offensive, once their Tailwind is out, I think that'll be good. Then again, they don't really have good Conkeldurr answers. So maybe I go Dusclops Conkeldurr with Dragalge and Goodra in the back. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. See what they see. Sorry for the lax commentary. I'm just really tired. I helped my sister move today. It was just so exhausting. Okay, this looks like a hard Trick Room team. Kind of. Lurantis is super slow. Meowstick is a prankster user. Ice Cube is the weird pick. Good luck, have fun. I think Volcarona is really good in this game because it hits the Lurantis and the Ice Cube and even the Talonflame. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave Volcarona and Braviary for the Tailwind. Maybe max the Volcarona. And then to counter the Milotic, I think I'm gonna go Conkeldurr because he has that Thunder Punch and Ice Punch. And then I think the last pick will be Goodra, just to soak up those hits because it's so bulky. Alright, next game. What do we got? Okay. Sigilif. Good luck. Have fun. I was actually thinking of using Sigilif because it's another Tailwind setter. It's pretty fast. It's not super fast. But thing is, they don't have any way of stopping my Trick Room, which is nice. So I might just go that route. But they do have Ferrothorn and Prankster Grimmsnarl, so that will be incredibly annoying. What I could do straight off the bat is Bulldoze and then Max Dragalge. I think that's actually a nice play because I have Water, Dragon, and Poison moves. And that hits pretty much everything for neutral, if not super effective moves. So that's good. Also, what can I put in the back? Intimidate doesn't really help him. I could go... I think I'm going to go Volcarona just to check that Ferrothorn, because I need a Fire type. And then maybe I go Conkeldurr in the back, because Iron Fist Mach Punch is insanely powerful. Or should I go Braviary for the Tailwind? I'll go Braviary just to combat their potential Tailwind. Alright, let's do one more. I feel like I'm super quiet, so let me know in the comments if you guys want me to be more energetic. I'll drink coffee or something. Because when I'm on coffee, I'm like super energetic, and my mind is speeding at 100 miles an hour. Right now it's actually 11 p.m. So I'm just I'm gonna go to sleep soon, and then edit this in the morning. Also, tell me if the lighting is good, because I actually got a ring light. So in the comments, tell me if the light's good, and let's play our last game of the day. I love the showdown music. Dude, that's so classic. Good luck, have fun. Keep the positive vibes. We only like positive vibes. Ooh, Diggersby and Weavile. What does Weavile do on this team? That's the question. Weavile's fake out, Sableye fake out. Primarina, Diggersby. What do I do against this? I think I Tailwind, honestly. He probably has Taunt, so Dusclops is not a good option. Says thanks you too. I think what I do is lead Goodra and Braviary, and then yeah, because Goodra can pick up KOs while Braviary goes for Tailwind, and then I think maybe Conkeldurr in the back is pretty good because I want to counter that Diggersby. It's a big threat with huge power. And I think Dusclops is good. And yeah, so I just showed you guys the thought process of picking Pokemon for team preview. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, and share with a friend. And I'll see you in the next video. So bye.